I'm going to set the number of deformers per vertex down to 1. And I'm going to close down the Explorer. And usually when I start painting, I'll switch right over to the paint panel, which is this little view switcher here. Or you can press Control 3 to get to the paint panel. You can also press Control 1 to get back to your main toolbars, and then use the 1, 2, 3, 4 to switch between those as well. So Control 3, and I'm going to start this character from the head and just work my way down. Sometimes I jump around a little bit too. The one thing to just keep in mind is that I can mirror the weights of this character at any time while I'm painting, so it kind of makes sense to just go in early on and add the ability to go in and mirror weights at any time. The easy way to do it is actually not in this paint panel, but we can also access a lot of the tools through the top, where the file menu is along the top here. If we look under the animate menu, we can actually tear off a little mini animate toolbar, so we can have that floating around as well as our paint panel. And anyway, I'm going to go into the envelope menu, and I'm going to create a symmetry mapping template, which just sets up a set of rules. And those rules are based on a symmetry axis. So we're going to use the YZ plane, the mirror plane in the front window. And XSI is going to create a symmetry map for us. It's going to fill that symmetry template with bones on the left side of the character and what they match to on the symmetrical opposite side of the character. In fact, the rules that are created are built to work bidirectionally. So if you like weighting the right side of the character, you could mirror those weights over to the left side of the character, and vice versa. So in the symmetry mapping template that was created, we have a set of rules. We have 75 rules here, and if you look at the rules, they're simple left to right rules, or map from, map to rules. And in the case of these lower ones, they're mapping from the left side of the character to the right. If you do go up a little bit higher, you will see that there's some mapping from right to left. So it accounts for the entire character bidirectionally. We can validate that to make sure that we have local cables unplugged. Let's get rid of that there. And we can make sure that we validate that connection list just to check that we have no errors. I'm going to close that down because we have no errors here. If there were errors, they would be highlighted in red. You can always actually switch the mapping if you need to. When you click on one of the items in the map to list, you can swap it out for any other item that is set as a deformer. You can do it on the map from side as well. So anyways, we'll validate that, close it down. At any time we can come back into this little property page, and what it does is it sets the point tolerance. If you have a character that's slightly asymmetrical, you might not be able to find a point's exact match on the other side, and thus you would need to go in and increase the point tolerance, allow for a point on one side to find another point on the opposite side within this many units, 0.1 of an XSI unit, using the YZ plane. So we can come back to that at any time if we select a character, open the selection menu, and have a look under the symmetry map cluster, and we can find the symmetry map generator just by clicking on the weight map attribute.